Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Dave Soria with FreezPak Logistics. I'm fortunate enough to come from a seafood family. My great-grandfather is from a fishing village in Sicily. He came to this country in the early 1900s and started a wholesale fish market in downtown Brooklyn. He, his siblings, and my grandmother ran this market for several years until unfortunately it burned down. In the 1970s, my uncle and my cousin started another wholesale fish market in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. They worked it there until the 90s. When I was in college, I was asked, my uncle asked my father, what does your son want to do when he graduates? And my father was like, I don't know, I think he wants to go into sales. So they called me together, and they spoke to me about this guy that they knew that was in freezer sales. I thought he sold walk-in freezers to restaurants. Little did I know that there was a cold storage business, and there was a massive demand for it. I finally understood that my cousin stored his product at this guy's company that owned the freezer. So that finally the freezer that my uncle stored at hired me, and I fell in love immediately with the business. Made a lot of connections in the frozen food industry. In 2014, I joined FreezPak Logistics as the first salesman. FreezPak is a cold storage warehousing and trucking company. It's owned by a fantastic, wonderful, and perhaps the classiest family, the Souds. Ray Soud was a wholesale vegetable importer, wholesaler importer, as well as distributor. His sons, Mike and Dave, the owners of FreezPak, started working for him when they were kids. They wanted to take over the business, but he said, no, there's too much money in the street. It's too risky. Restaurants fail all the time. We should look at cold storage. So in 2001, FreezPak was created, servicing the vegetable community. They worked day and night unloading containers and loading trucks. They slept on pallets. I'm just kidding. They were able to service the seafood community as well. This caused a lot of big problems, though. They had lack of space. They could not accommodate all their customers. Fortunately, they were able to build a 20,000 pallet freezer in Carteret, and we were able to start servicing the seafood community. We started growing. Customers asked us to build in other areas to help solve their problems. At first, I thought maybe FreezPak would have 2 or 3 freezers in New Jersey. Boy, was I wrong. We are now in Philadelphia. We are now in Miami. We are now in Chicago. We plan to open in Jacksonville and Norfolk in 2025. Jacksonville and Houston will open in 2024. We're planning to build other locations as well. The secret to our success is the service offered to our customers by our great staff. Yes, modern construction and technology is important, but I and the owners believe that having the best people for the company creates results, incredible results. We tell our staff, do your absolute best to make things happen. Most importantly, accept responsibility and when there's mistakes, and make the situation right with the customer. Answer your emails quickly. Answer your phone. It's that simple. I want to thank Jack for having me here, asking me to speak at this event. I'm glad I answered my phone when he called me on Labor Day in 2021, asking me to give him space in our Elizabeth freezer when it opens. I had my toes in the sand, a cold beer in my hand, but I picked up my phone and I gained a great customer. Thank you, Jack. Thank you to the seafood community. Wishing you all a great Cena show, and wishing you all a great 2024.